in their teens, and they've had 3 top 10 hits from their latest album, Hangin' Tough, which has sold more than 2 million copies. New kids on the block join us now. They are in alphabetical order. John Knight and Jordan Knight, they're brothers. Joe McIntyre, Donnie Wahlberg, and Danny Wood. And it's great to have you guys with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've got some little fans in my house, boy, I'll tell you. You're not just on the charts. You are in Time magazine. You've got all these girls. I mean, outside. You ought to see it outside our studio. They're out there screaming on the street.
They're not here for me.
Sorry, Charlie. What's it been like, though, learning how to handle all this? I'll ask you, Joe, since you're the youngest. You're the baby of the group, right? 16?
Yeah. Well, we're getting used to it day by day. You get used to all the I don't know, fame and having the heavy schedule and stuff. And it's been a year since we've been on the road, and it's been tough, but you handle it because it's such a positive experience.
Oh, yeah.
The story is fantastic, though, behind you guys, because Sam Phillips, the fella who founded Sun Records, said to Elvis Presley, you know, if you give me a white guy who sings like a black, I'll make $1 million. And that's really the basis on which you guys were created, right?
True, but not really, though. I mean, there's so much more to the group. It's not one of the things that, it's not a misconception or anything, but our music isn't about color or trying to be any particular thing. Our music is just us. It comes from our heart. It comes from our soul. And we're just doing music that we enjoy and that we want everyone to enjoy. It really has, I understand, that's exactly what made Elvis really big, but it's, I think
you guys are so much a part of that story because you've come out of Boston. Mm-hmm. It is a city that's been torn by a busing conflict for a long time, and you guys were...
You grew up in that.
Yeah, you guys were bused yourselves, right?
Yeah, that was a great experience for us, and Boston, I think, unfairly has a bad reputation as, of being a very racially tense town, and I think that's one of the things that this is why it's important to teach kids good things, because as kids, there was all fighting going on around us when we were starting to go into school during the busing. There was fighting going on, but it was all the adults, and the kids didn't care. We just went to school and loved it. We didn't care who we were going to school with, black kids, white kids, Spanish kids. It didn't matter, so that's why we're aiming our message directly at kids, because they're so young.
They were put in a unique situation too, where you were the minority and you got to feel what it was like, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and it gave us a chance to learn about other people. Sometimes when you're isolated, you become unconsciously ignorant. You don't learn about other people, other cultures, and stuff like that. And that's one of the great things about touring now. Mm-hmm. We're going all over the world and learning about people of the entire world, and it's such a great experience for us.
Such a young age.
You still check the Red Sox score every morning when you're on the road?
Yes. Just as the Boston Herald sent out to me on the road yesterday.
This is also a created group. A lot of people were auditioned for it. You were put together, right?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't so much that we were put together. See, I think we were put together by ourselves and by our producer, Maurice Starr. But I think it was just something more, because what's happened is so magical. There has to be something more behind it than just, all right, let's do this, and it worked out. I mean, because our friendship is so strong, and the things that we're doing are so strong. It just seems like there's a greater force involved than just, 5 kids off the streets of Boston.
We're an instant success. First album bombed.
Zilch.
Zero. Well, you don't always make it on the first try,
And were you more hopeful about the second one, or were you a little scared when the second one came out?
I think we were all, cautious. We prepared ourselves for it, but we always hope for the best.
Yeah. And now the first one,
it's catching on.
That's right. All of a sudden, hey, Dad, they have another album. You guys all grew up. Were you all hams? I mean, does this?
Donnie. I know I was a ham.
He was pointing to one another.
Yeah, that was the other guy, right?
You were my partner, though, so he was a little bit of a ham, too.
A little on the back.
Well, all that developed in some great talent, and we want to take a break right now. Then we're going to come back, and we will hear from new kids on the block. They'll strut some of their stuff for us. We'll be back.